Hey everybody, in this video we're going to look at the fourth quarter run that the Clippers made on Sunday to secure the victory. We begin around the 7.5 minute mark and the Clippers leading by 2. I want to see an action that the Clippers like to run. I call it Chicago action, other people call it Chicago action. Pin down from Marcus Morris into the handoff from Ivica Zubac to Lou Williams, and they go right into the screen and roll game. And here's the screen and roll game that the Clippers are so good at. Ivica Zubac rolls. New York makes a fatal mistake. None of the low defenders actually protect against the roll, which allows Lou Williams after the pump fake to find Ivica Zubac wide open underneath the rim for a wide open dunk. When you make a run like this, it's not just the offensive end that you need to perform well on, it's also the defensive end. Here, as the screen happens, Ivica Zubac shows high and is going to force the ball handler to pick up the dribble. Lou Williams is actually in perfect position here to defend against the outlet in the middle of the floor and on the skip pass across the floor. So he gets back in position after the pass is made, and we're going to end up seeing another handoff run, this time for Austin Rivers. Paul George is going to get over the top of the screen and force Rivers into the waiting Zubac. Rivers wants to pass, and he sees the guy in the corner but expects him to cut up the wing. He doesn't, and the Clippers force a turnover. This is a play where you get to see Paul George's pure shot making, just kind of like on full display. High screen and roll for the Clippers. Taj Gibson is showing a little bit high. He doesn't want to let Paul George get downhill to the rim. Paul George hard plants with his right foot and he's going to go into this jumper. As he elevates, Austin Rivers gets a decent but not great contest, and Paul George gets the shot off. It's a shot he can make, and he makes this one, as a matter of fact. Another thing that helps you in runs like this is the opposition taking bad shots or just not managing their time properly. It's a 6-point game. Rookie Emmanuel quickly has the ball. Kawhi Leonard's on him. He's going to ice what he thinks is a potential screen coming. As the screen comes, quickly he's going to pull the trigger on this deep three. Kawhi Leonard reads it, gets an excellent shot contest on it, and the Clippers get a stop after the rebound is later corralled. This is tremendous defense. Good things happen when you put pressure on the defense, and Lou Williams does that here. He gets the ball in secondary transition, drives right to the rim. He knows where he wants to go. This is going to pull Taj Gibson, the big defender, down. Ivica Zubac has to be helped on too by Obi Toppin, the rookie. This allows Lou Williams to find Marcus Morris Sr. in the corner. 39% shot probability. Marcus Morris Sr.'s knocked down corner threes all year. Does it here. This possession's really good defensively by the Clippers, and Lou Williams in particular does an excellent job here, as we're about to see. Side out of bounds for New York, ball gets inbounded to Austin Rivers. Rivers is going to want to run a screen and roll with Taj Gibson, but Williams does a good job of icing the screen and forcing Rivers away from it. As Rivers gets downhill, Ivica Zubac is defending, but knows Rivers doesn't want to take mid-range shots. He only wants threes, and he only wants layups. Rivers resets on the wing. Another screen comes. Williams is going to ice this screen as well to force Rivers to the left. When Rivers goes into his little step-back three-pointer, Williams is there to contest this and forces Rivers into a pass. It's now late in the shot clock for Taj Gibson, and he has to heave this prayer. This has no chance of going in, and this is just excellent, excellent, excellent defense by the Clippers all around. The Clippers then decide, hey, Lou Williams just was really good on the defensive end. Let's get him involved in the offensive end, but not as a ball handler, as a screener, which he does very well for the Clippers. Lou Williams is going to come over to set this guard ball screen, and he sets it really good against Alec Burks. As Burke comes underneath, Taj Gibson has to step up. Kawhi Leonard has the corner. Now watch here. Kawhi Leonard fakes a pass to Zubac, which gets Gibson a little bit out of the way, and he finishes with a very nice layup to give the Clippers an 11-point lead. If you want to see someone very methodical in the mid-post and get to the spot that they want at the time that they want against the defense that is no way, shape, or form ready for what's about to happen, this is the play for you. Kawhi Leonard isolated in the mid-post against RJ Barrett, who is producing a very solid season defensively for the Knicks. Leonard plants, and he makes one quick dribble move right to the left, hard plants to stop and go right up in the shot, and as we will see here, gets great elevation. There's no shot contest. This is in Kawhi Leonard's wheelhouse. Alright, so what happens when the defense overplays Leonard and the things that he does well? Well, welcome to this play. Paul George in the mid-post could get an isolation, but he's pointing for the ball to go to Kawhi Leonard, and it does. Leonard is then going to run a high screen and roll action with Serge Ibaka. Ibaka, a great pick and roll, pick and pop guy, he does this very well. Ibaka sets the screen. Kawhi Leonard is then going to hard drive to the right, drawing both defenders, and then unleashing a behind-the-back bounce pass right to Ibaka, perfectly in the shooting pocket. Ibaka's wide open on this three-point attempt, and it's nothing but cash for the big man. Welcome to the longest play sequence that you're going to see, but it's a very important one and ultimately basically decides the game. The Clippers switch this action on the little handoff, and Kawhi Leonard's now on the ball handler. As he drives, as RJ Barrett drives, Paul George digs down to try to rip at the ball, and Kawhi Leonard and Serge Ibaka are in good position. The ball gets kicked after quickly, and Paul George throws himself out there on the closeout to force him away from a three-point attempt. And then he comes over to pressure Julius Randle. Now, as you see at the shot clock, there's 10 on the shot clock. Randle goes off the dribble. Morris is in good defensive position, but the Clippers do get lucky. Randle loses the ball here, and the Clippers are going the other way. But look at Serge Ibaka's sprint. He is hustling, and that is a key attribute on this play because he draws a non-big defender down there with him. And Mitchell Robinson, the trailing help defender on the Knicks, is caught down low, and Marcus Morris Sr. gets an open three. Now, he is going to miss this, but Serge Ibaka is there for the rebound primarily because he gets away with an offensive foul here on the push. But when Ibaka grabs the offensive rebound, notice he doesn't bring the ball down. He keeps it up high, goes up, gets fouled, and gets a three-point play. This is the final play, and it's going to end with a Paul George layup thanks to goaltending. But here, Paul George has a nice little left-to-right crossover to get downhill into the paint. And as he drives, he gets right past Reggie Bullock. There's no deterrence of him here. Mitchell Robinson comes over to contest, but it's too late, and Paul George makes this. The Clippers' run in the fourth was simply impeccable.